Hello, everyone. It is Lori B. Grungy Girl Journals. I am finally back. I have been sort of tearing apart my craft room with a bit of nudging from my husband. It just kind of is getting a little ridiculous. So I've been trying to do that and then take breaks and go back to making something because I find that if I have to organize and clean and do things like that, I'm not a happy camper. So one of the things that really helps me is being creative. And that is what this little baby is all about. It's about being creative. And I actually started on this a few months ago, and this box started out this way. It's just one of those shiny gift, jewelry gift boxes. And I have a few of these left over from my jewelry days, and they're just taking up space. And, at first I thought I would be able to get most of this off, because, you really don't want to put your mediums on something like this that is shiny and it has like a coating on it. And so I was just messing with it, and I found out that it's virtually impossible to get this stuff off without just mutilating the box. So the box pretty much stayed. I got as much of it off. I peeled as much off as I could, and I put gesso and just lots of different things. Started building up my layers with different mediums. And all those mediums are pretty much Tim Holtz things that he doesn't make anymore, that I really don't understand why he doesn't make anymore. But one of those is the Distress Paint Clear Rock Candy, I think it's called. I don't even have a jar of it because I made 2 boxes and that was the last of my jar, and it makes me very sad. So I hope he comes back with it. I don't know why he discontinued it. I loved it. And right now he has something out called Distress Rock Candy, and it's a glitter. It's a dry glitter, and nothing, not even close to what this was. This was like a gel type medium, and it gave you that beautiful crackle. And I'm just really sad that he has discontinued it. But I did have a little left, and I got 2 boxes done. The other one is blue, and I have not made a journal for that one yet. I'm going to try to button my sleeve because I don't want to take my bracelets off again. Last time I took them off, I took most of them off and then I lost them. But I found them again. Guess where they were? My craft room. So I just really don't want to take them off again. So excuse me while I fumble with my button. Might get quiet here for a minute because I have to concentrate. Okay. So how this happened was there was a lot of, things involved in creating something. And we all know that. You go through different emotions. You mess up and you think you're never going to be able to pull it out. And, you have to have patience, and you have to be inspired and by something. And there's just, lots of different things that go into, personally, for me anyway, making something. And it usually has to mean something and come from somewhere. So that's what this is about. And it's called Bloom because that's kind of the way I feel when I start with something. The seed is planted in my brain and I know what I kind of want to do. And then there's a process, and then you finally have the end result. And all those things in between are what's in this box. So this is just the finish that I did with the Tim Holtz Hard Rock Candy. And I used some distress inks. I also used the Tim Holtz, what is it called? Crazing, which he also doesn't make anymore. Don't know why. But you know, after layers and layers and layers of different things, this is what it came out to. This is also some different sprays like antique linen. I used white. I used vintage photo. I might have even used walnut. And one thing I learned with doing a box like this is you have to be patient and you have to let each layer dry. You have to let it dry completely. And the way I did this box was I gave it a hinge, and the way I did that was just with some strong tape. I just, so the lid actually, okay, Lori, untie it. And this, I thought, you know, kind of looked like roots. You know, this, when it's all tied together, it kind of looks like the roots. So, and I made this flower, that's seam binding. This is seam binding. I tore apart a pre-made flower and I remade a new flower. And here is some of my stitching, which goes all the way through the box. And I made this little bud. And see, it's hinged. So it has so many layers, and you can actually see where the blue of the box, I finally gave up. I repaired these places so many times on those corners, those three especially. I tried so hard to patch them up, but it just kept coming right back off again. So those are the places that it kind of rubs, and that's just the way it wants to be. Excuse me. So that's the way it's going to be. And this is just the page that I got out of one of my books, my little vintage books, and it says, "The friends at whom desire I have made it, I dedicate this little book." And I did that on some Lochte, it's either a Lochte paper or just a natural handmade paper. I think it's a Lochte though. And I did the insides. And you know, I love me some Swiss dot, so wrapped her up in that. And all of these flowers were pre-made flowers at some point, and I just tore them apart and kind of mixed them all together and redid them into flowers that I wanted. You know, some of them were really big, some of them were too small. Like this one is made with seam binding. Just, you know, kind of, I wanted them to look like, you know, when you find an old vintage lady's hat in a thrift store or antique mall, and it's a beautiful hat, and the flower has seen better days. They always seem to be crushed and, you know, a little worse for the wear. And that's what I wanted these to look like. Like they just kind of naturally aged this way. But these were actually new flowers at one time that I just completely redid. And that was really fun. I really enjoyed doing that. But it took me a long time. Everything was tea dyed. And I really did have a lot of fun playing with that. And this is actually the second cover. I had another group of flowers. They were brown and brown and gold and silver, I believe, and they were little tiny buds, and it just did not give the same impact. So I took all those off, and then I started this one, and I'm really happy I did. And this has been spoken for. Somebody did see a post on Facebook and was interested, and she contacted me through messaging. And really, that's the best way to get in touch with me is on my Facebook. I will post what I'm working on, And if you see something you like, please, please just message me. And if somebody else has already messaged me, I just I put them on a list, and as the project progresses, sometimes it might go in a different way, and the person, or the first person or the second person, might no longer be interested, for whatever reason, and so I can go down to the next person. So please, if you ever see anything, let me know, and I will write you down. This started out being a file folder, a manila file folder. And I did the same thing with this as I did with the box. It is the same mediums that I used, the distress crackle and the crazing, and I believe I used vintage photo. Really, it's been a while. I covered it with, see, you can see the crazing. It looks like this is oil painting, but it's not. This is a digital from CherylFrancisArt. I absolutely love CherylFrancisArt. She knows I do. I tell her all the time. And I love working with her digitals because they really inspire me. And, this is just the face of one of her digitals. The rest of this digital is beautiful. But I blew it up and I wanted just the face. And it's just, she is just so inspiring. And she's one of those Etsy shops that you don't want to tell anybody about because you want them all to yourself. But that would be really rude of me if I did that. So I just tell everybody, go check her out. If anything, she's going to give you some inspiration just by looking at her digitals. She is such a talented digital artist. And she loves to see what we do with her digitals. And she's just a sweet lady, and I love her. I'm not afraid to say it. I love Cheryl Francis. So anyway, to get back to Bloom, I kind of thought her little nickname is Bloomers. I thought that was cute. So this is Bloomers. She does have a little greenery in there as well. I did my stitching just in one little spot. And that is not what holds the book together. This is it's like a hidden spine. It's one signature. And here is where the story begins. Okay, kids, gather around, gather around. Just kidding. This is another one of Cheryl's digitals. And if you will just look, I love using the Swiss dot. You're going to see it everywhere. Oh, this is I believe it was a 1.5 inch ribbon that had some little picots on the side, on each side. And I used that to sew in my signature. And I just did some of my stitching. Turned out so good. And this has a matte medium on it, so it feels good too. So here's the first page, and just look at her digitals. And this is actually toned down a bit because I used 100% cotton paper. So, it takes, I use a laser printer, so it takes the toner, or whatever you want to call it, a little differently than with a regular printer. And I did my stitching with embroidery floss. But just look at her digitals. This is such a whimsical kit. And I cut out my letters from another Etsy shop, and I use these. I love these letters, and they're pretty much the only ones I use when I do use letters to create words in my books. And I will put that down below. I can't say her shop name. It's this big long shop name. But I cut those out and distressed them. So, okay, your first my first word here, although these are in no particular order. I didn't want to put my order in here because everybody has a different order, and sometimes the order of how you feel when you're doing your projects, it changes. You might get impatient right away, or you might feel inspired. That might be your first word. But mine, I just decided to put create. And this is a blank book. And what this little book is about is the creative process, how you can feel. This is an embossed digital, how you can feel what you are working on, and how you can see, and with these feel, because they're cotton paper. I distressed all of the papers in here, all the colored papers, with the distress inks, Tim Holtz distress inks. And it's just a lovely paper. And I really wanted to pull out the papers from Cheryl's digitals and give it a little more life inside. And these are small signatures. There's only there's like two of these. No, there's three. There's 3 pages in between each word page. So the next word is patience, because you start getting a little, get maybe a little mad at yourself because it's not coming out the way you wanted it to come out. So you kind of have to take a deep breath and try to figure it out. And again, this is a slightly different colored embossing floss. And each one of these has a different embossing, I used a different embossing folder. So here's your colored pages again. And they're all a different color. Inspire. I'm going to cough again. The pollen is out in Florida. And you're going to shine because you're feeling good about what you are doing and how it's coming out. Did I skip one? Patience, inspire, shine. No? Oh, maybe I don't know. I had an inspire in there too. Did I say inspire? I don't know. I might have skipped it. But you get the point. And you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh at yourself, and you're going to laugh at what you've done. And, sometimes you feel like you're ridiculous, and you're just going to laugh. I do. And you pray. Then that's something that I do while I'm creating. I don't really pray about what I'm making. I pray about my friends and family, and I think about them and just put good words in, and that's just part of my process. So I thought I would put that in. You know what I think I might have missed is the back sides. Laugh. Y'all, I'm not starting this over. I am not. I just can't. I can't redo it. Inspire. Patience. Okay, I must have gotten all of them. Pray. Okay, that's where we are. Look at that digital. And these are very vibrant if you put them on just regular, presentation paper. The colors are just unbelievably beautiful in these digitals. And then you've got your 3 colors. And another embossed. And you have to trust yourself. You have to trust the process. you have to realize that it doesn't always look the way that you want it to look, until suddenly it does. It just it starts turning around, and if it doesn't, then you have to trust that if you need to take something apart, then go ahead and do it, because you know what we say, it's only paper. And we do this to enjoy ourselves and to bring inspiration to others. So, just trust that it's going to work out. And if it doesn't, then it's really not that big of a deal. Just pick up another piece of paper and keep trying. And the last page is grow, ... because who knows what comes after that. And really, I could have put more of these word prompts in this book, but it was too small. I couldn't, there was only so much I could put in this book. And, it's a little, each layer of medium is going to make it that much more, the embossing is going to make it that much more, you know, sturdier, and you just can't put as many pages in it. So my last one is grow, and ... and I signed it. The end. And she just came out perfectly for this box, and really fits perfectly in this box, except for, she has a couple of little things that want to jump out, and that's okay. But there's plenty of room in there. And really, I would say this is more of a writing journal. You can put quotes in it, or Bible verses, or just inspiration. You can write anything, and that's mainly because I don't think I would glue anything else in this book, only because of the paper is cotton paper, and it's also been treated with inks, so it makes it a little less. I wouldn't work on the cotton paper too much, because it's already been through some stuff, and to make it pretty. So I probably would just write in this one. But this is just, this is just the process and what you go through. And it gave me a lot of inspiration just to keep on, because I do have those moments where I don't know what else I can do. I mean, you kind of dry up and you feel like you done did it all. And I don't like that feeling. That's not a good feeling to me. And it doesn't happen very often, but it does sometimes. And I was kind of in that place a little bit when I started this whole thing, and I really didn't know what it was going to be. And I just kind of step by step, slowly, very slowly. This took me a few months to do, and it finally came together, and I just really couldn't be happier. So she is spoken for. I don't think I'll ever do another one like her, because it was a lot. It was a lot. But I'm so happy that she is going to her new home, and her new owner loves art. I follow her on Facebook, and she loves beautiful things, and she has such a beautiful eye for art and things like that. So I'm very, very humbled that she would want, to purchase one of my pieces, and she's actually purchased another one. She purchased Beatrix Honeybee, and that's another one that is one of my favorites. And so thank you. I do appreciate you. So that is Bloom, and just another little sneak peek of what I have coming up in a future video. You've seen the book inside. I've had it on my Facebook. And the only reason why it took me so long to get to the point where I could do a video is I really wanted to make her a pouch. And this is like my third attempt. Because the others that I worked on had different material and they just did not go with the sweet little journal inside, and now it does. So this is an old quilt, and this will be coming up in probably the next video after Bloom. So thanks everybody. I know I kind of rambled in this one. It's been a while since it's been since my giveaway actually that I have done a video. And so every time that happens and I have a gap between my videos, I forget. I mean, I'm just a quiet person. And I really don't talk that much. So it's like my words just will not come out. And I know how I am, so I have a tendency to procrastinate about it because I have to find my words. Oh my Lord, where's my words? So I hope to be getting better at that. And when my craft room finally does come together, it's probably halfway there now. I have some places that look pretty good in my craft room, and then some places that look absolutely horrible. But it is workable, and my table, this is not my table. This is my surface that I use. This is actually something that hangs on the wall. It's real big, but it sits on top of my desk. And I'm redoing my desk. My husband is going to sand it down for me because I've redone it before, and I'm tired of it. So he is going to sand it down for me, and that requires taking it outside. So I'm not sure what my filming setup is going to be while that's happening, but we'll see. But this next one will be coming up soon. And again, thank you for stopping by, and give me a thumbs up, please. Please give me a thumbs up. And please come back for the next one. And I will see you later.